All right, so here we go with part 2 of Lab 8. So we are using different data for this one. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these. You can highlight them all by, I just clicked here and then hold down Shift and click the bottom one, and it will highlight them all, and then right click and remove. All right, so we will come back in catalog and we want data from part 2. So we'll add all of these, say okay to that. Okay to that. All right. And so you can see it switched when we added this table from this view to this one. And that's because this is list by drawing order. And one of the things that we added, this status right here, insurance status, is what's called a DBF file. So this is essentially just an attribute table. It's like an Excel spreadsheet, basically. And so it doesn't actually have spatial data. It's just information. So it's not going to get drawn on the screen. So to indicate that it is in our map document, we can look at this tab, which is list by source. And so this is just saying, okay, all of these are from this folder, right? So let's see what we need to do here. This is, we're going to find out some information about homes that were affected by an earthquake. All right, so what we want to do is we have these homes. Let's look at their attribute table. See, there's not a lot of information, right? We just have the address and then this ID. So we can assume, I think with some certainty, that this is a unique identifier for all of these homes, right? It's just a way to identify them uniquely. And then if we look at this insurance status, we have some information here about the insurance status of those homes. And then we have an ID here. And so according to the lab, this ID is the same as this ID. So we want to take this information and join it to this spatial data so we can see here, like make a map of all the homes with a certain insurance status. All right, so let's see what we want to do here. You will answer a question here. And then, so we are going to join something to our homes. We're going to join this table to our homes. So right click here and then come down to, where is it? Oh, that's right. It's in the attribute table. So here under table options, we're going to come to joins and relates and join. All right, so we want to join attributes from a table. You can also join data from using a spatial location. The field that is in this table that we're joining to is this PID. Here's our table. It's automatically loaded it because it's the only table in here, but we could also join to the spatial data, the table for that. We want the ID, and then we want to keep all records. Okay. We'll say yes to indexing. And there we go. Now you can see that all of the fields that are in the insurance status table are now joined to our homes. And you can see here that all of these fields match, right? The PID and the ID all match. All right, so you will answer some questions about that. Okay, so now we are going to select by attributes. Remember, that's here. And we are going to see all of the homes that were insured before the earthquake. All right, so that is this pre-loans right here equals. And so we can see here that 1 is insured. So you do that, apply. And so there you can see all of the homes that were insured before the earthquake. You're going to answer some questions about those. All right. So now we are going to do some spatial querying, I think. So now we are going to remove, I don't know why. We're going to remove that relate here. So go back here, remove the join. Here we go. And now we're going to join based spatially, right? So we'll come back in here, join. We want to join based on a spatial location. So that is here. We are going to use this poly. And let's see. We want this one is closest to it. And okay. And so this actually creates a new spatial layer. So we want to come in here and make sure that it's going to save in the place that we want it to. Because remember, a lot of you have had issues with this. ArcMap automatically wants to save in your default geodatabase. And we have not been changing that, right? So it's just this weird place that's totally different from where your data is. So we will change that here. We can come to our folder connections. We want it in Lab 8. There we go. And we're in Part 2. And so we will call it, let's see, house poly spatial join. Or, you know, whatever it says here. Okay, and we'll make that a shapefile. Save. All right. And so now we have this new, polygon, or sorry, point file. And so it still has the same amount of points, right? But now there's all this other stuff. And you can see here that one of those new fields is distance. And so this is in meters because that is what our map units are, right? So now we are going to select all of the homes that are within, so less than or equal to 4 miles. So here we have the conversion from miles to meters. So we will just open the calculator and say 4 times 1609.344. All right, so this is 4 miles. So we can just copy and paste, and make sure and take that comma out. All right, so less than or equal to that, so less than or equal to 4 miles. Oops. Maybe it doesn't like that. All right, well, sometimes it doesn't like it when you copy and paste, so. All right, sometimes when you copy and paste, there are invisible characters that can mess things up, so maybe don't do that. And there we go. So these are all the homes that are within 4 miles. So you'll answer some questions there, and then we want to invert that selection. So that is this switch selection. So everything that's not selected right now will become selected, and vice versa. There we go. So these are all the ones that are more than 4 miles away. So you will answer some questions, and that looks like it's it. So good luck, and I will be available online during class time so that you can ask me questions if you're having any issues. Bye.